take me like a good 6 months to a year. But obviously within that 6 months to a year, we don't even have to have sex, if I'm gonna be real. But just learning each other as people and whatever the case is, yeah. And then, but before that,
1 year without sex.
No, I'm not saying 1 year without sex. I'm saying in the sense of you'll know if this.
That's your default status. You realise.
What I mean? My name's Dirty
We're all
Chef.
celebrate here, apart from
My name's Dirty Chef.
Yeah.
For me, because you know why? Where I've got to. Let me be real. I got to a point. You know some of my relationship scenarios. Yeah.
Of course.
I got to a point where the only reason they ended is because I rushed things. Do you know what I mean? So the more I'm rushing it, for example, the more when bad things happen now, for example, it's out of my control. That's not a relationship you want, where you like disrespecting each other at the end of it. So my new one now, for example, is cool. If I look at a woman, for example, to a degree, I know she looks good, for example, I'm seeing how she goes to work, she does this. You can piece them things together and be like, all right, that's a good woman, she makes sense. The extra stuff, not in a bad way, it's not really my business. And let's say, for example, it affects my scenario or relationship or situation. That's the only time it's going to become my business, because now it's both of us. Do you get what I mean? Whatever you do is going to represent me. Whatever I do is going to represent you. But that's a grown relationship. There's boyfriend, girlfriend, no disrespect. Everyone's got options. They water wherever they want to water instead of watering where it actually matters. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to understand.
Just my last one on this. I just feel like the next woman that I'm gonna get. The next woman that I'm gonna. My one is like the next woman I'm gonna get with. Like I hope it's just like for us. I think you said something similar earlier. For us to meet each other exactly where we are in terms of like I'm gonna be open and hopefully she's open and somehow we can like find a way to meet each other where we are and move forward together in terms of like growing together. And obviously as time goes by, you know, we can try to figure things out, the good and the bad as time goes by. But all of the other stuff, I don't know what to say about it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I always say don't put too much pressure on the negatives.
Yeah, no, you know, we don't do that anyway. But you know, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're right. I do need to address that thing where you said, like, what could you have done differently? I think somebody pointed out, Saleha, do you really want to get married? Are you really yourself as well? Yeah. Picking
the fugazi,
somebody?
don't do the fugazi thing. It's true.
Yeah, because two of these people, at the very least, have said we're not in that space. They said what you said. I just want to focus on myself, like work on my, you know, my earnings and things like that. So that's what they're doing. So why would I give them attention? That's true.
But at the same time, like even down to me, let's say for example me as a man, I believe I'm amazing at what I do, and I've realised them sort of men can't be out here, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I could tell I'm always not need, it's not that deep, but I would always want a woman, because at the same time, obviously I've been married, for example, kids, etc. So I know that's my role of things, for example. That makes sense. I can wake up knowing full well my woman's at home, for example. I've got my kids at home. Then I can focus, and then I'm coming back home to maintain this household. I'm not trying to maintain 5 households. Do you get what I mean? Like, so I can't be. I'm the person, I can't be outside for too long. The older I've got, the more I've accepted that. It's just like this. That chapter of my life ended ages ago. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes you could fight it yourself, but then it's like in progressing. Like just as a man, for example, I prefer a woman that I'm maintaining and looking after. Do you get what I mean? And that's my woman.
Oh, okay, yeah. I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like I need to actually be prepared to look after the person that I'm going to be with, because I find that.
I think you should both look after each other.
I mean, that would be nice, but that's never happened. So.
She's got too much bread.
I do. Like, if I'm
I do.
I'm the one eating dough.
I love that.
So, yeah, I imagine that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, that's good.
And does that mean that, like, I'm looking for a trophy husband?
What are you looking for?
Yeah, what are you?
I don't know. I just know, bottom line is, I'm prepared to look after them, because I can't expect them to be fiscally secure.
Look after them in which way?
Like, financially.
So hold on, wait. You always see yourself making way more money than...
I think I belong to a family where we all are.
Okay, yeah, that's a standard. That's a goal. She's already patterned.
Yeah, come on.
That makes sense. Though.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, like to just go into a little bit more detail before we conclude the conversation. Yeah. What type of man are you actually looking for?
I think just somebody who is Muslim for a start, because I think I put in a lot of like legwork trying to get them up to scratch. But there's something else when you meet somebody and you can talk about things without having to mansplain it to them.
Yep.
Oh my God, the freedom is amazing, and you can like, you know, you can spend less time if you're just on board with it. There's that. That's important.
Yeah, Muslim.
And I haven't been doing that all the time, because I always had the option because I've already,
That's some of our problems, isn't it? We've got
Converted.
options, fam.
I've been converting people. That's what I've been doing. Been doing God's work. Been doing God's work.
I want to say,
She's out here doing community service, you know.
come on, man. Like you said it earlier, doing God's work, innit?
That's good.
You know, trying to do Allah's work, inshallah. You get
I'm
me?
not sure whether my sisters are going to agree with that.
They're gonna be on you. That's not
Yeah.
Allah.
So, like, when did you get to a point, yeah? Because obviously, I think, especially maybe like certain women from certain cultures, yeah. I might be wrong. You can correct me here, yeah. Where they go through like a phase where, like, obviously, whatever they're doing, obviously they're doing it for themselves, but at the same time, it's like they want to make either their sisters, their moms, and their dad like happy as well, to be proud of them. If you got what I'm trying to say, like, would you say right now, are you at a point where, first and foremost, not in a rude way, by the way, like, you don't really give a fuck what what your family think or whatever. Everything you're doing, mainly you're doing it for yourself, or you still give a fuck about or you still care in terms of like trying to impress like your sisters or your family with some of the decisions that you make within your own life. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah.
No, I believe that we have to try and get on because, like,
to get on or to impress them with some of the things that you're doing within your own life.
I think I've always tried to impress my family, but all the things that I do never seem to fall flat on its face. So I gave up trying.
Don't say that.
No.
You have to be honest with yourself as well.
Yeah, like
I like that honesty.
so, like I think I broke through that, smashed through that barrier when I turned up with pregnant with my white partner.
You went so left.
Big up John. John.
You're so close.
Big up Johnny. But yeah, I'm joking. I'm trying to.
No, I said to myself, sorry to even stop you.
Yeah.
My next video, I'm gonna kiss a girl in the mouth, you know.
Your next video,
Yeah,
you're going to do that.
I have to. Basically,
Like,
sorry it went so left.
That was left, yeah.
Very left.
No, we love that.
Basically, reason being is because I've realized, for example, sometimes, like let's say, for example, I'm a creative anyway in general.
Yeah.
So I've realized I was always music's around. But I'm so good at it, for example, and you could do it in an artistic way, for example, but they don't see that. They just see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't even showed you my worst bits. Like, I thought about the other day, I was going to drop a Valentine's song today, yeah? And I was like, should I kiss a girl? I always have these, like, because that's what my mind goes to when it comes down to creativity. That's the only time I'm really free, my music, yeah? So I'm like, if I do these things, because I'm seeing so much people, for example, whether it's entertainment or this and that, for example, it's just literally entertainment. But these are take it as if, oh, no, you're ruining yourself. I'm like, fam, I see you, like, I'm humble. What are you talking to me about? Do you get what I mean? I come in, I bring food, I do my job, basically. So how comes when it comes down to my creativity, oh, yeah, he's going to be a bad person? I haven't gone to jail yet. Do you get what I mean? Like, so I've just said to myself, you know what, when it comes down to my creativity, that's the only time you can really be free, and you shouldn't care what the outside world actually has to say.
But even that goes back to what I was asking you in terms of like getting to a certain point where, again, with no disrespect, but when you get to a point where you don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks, this is my life. I know you are bringing this, but no disrespect, this is what I'm doing with my life. So even going back for you, like deep down, like, come on, man, Allah, out of all people, Allah blessed you with the gift of being such a talented music artist. So surely there should be a way where it's like you can find a way to to still make your music within your life.
Where I went,
No, I've got an answer to that. If I didn't give a fuck, I'd be with a woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we can go overly left. Do you get what I mean? I say it all
That's
the time.
the deserving crew. They deserve my attention.
Yeah.
That's when you lot can talk about me for real. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never been in jail.
Yeah.
I had kids like
what are
you lot talking to me about?
Good.
Like, I get not pissed off, but I used to get pissed off. I'm like, I'm not as bad as you lot make me out to be. There's levels to this. Like, trust me, what man? Sometimes I'll be there. I call it intrusive thoughts. You have intrusive thoughts. There's a difference between having intrusive thoughts and acting on them, and having intrusive thoughts and being way smarter to not act on them. I've always been one of them guys, yes. My creativity brain, for example, is a bit wild. But I don't act on every single thing that I think of. Do you get what I mean? Let's say music. Music's the only time I could be in studio, for example. I can say fuck, I can say anything, for example. And to me, it's just art. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I look at my life like that. But when it comes down to specific things, I'm not out here embarrassing no one. I'm not trying to stress no one out. All of these things, even say, for example, the haram stuff that man did in the past, for example, no one's sorry. As far as I know, for example. But it's like they make you out to be this thing because they can't control it. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'm someone to be controlled as well.
Do you feel like once you hit a certain age as well, like people aren't really... The way you deliver it is with just a bit more finesse anyway.
Articulate.
And so, like even if you did, you'd do it artfully and you'd do it with a bit of class, and like it'd be sort of like kind of normalized.
I feel like they're just hating. I feel like they wish they could be as free as us. That's the
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Do you actually
too,
think so
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
with some of the olders?
I feel like I'm getting
They
away
look
with
at us
a
and
lot
think,
more.
oh, I've wasted my years, you know. Like this guy's right, he's driving Mercedes. Oh, right, he's got this bad girl on his arm, and like they. I feel like most people look at me and think, how do you do this? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, wow, this is just how I love things, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I do find people say, how do you get away with doing this? How do you like? Because I'm not really I don't think about what other people think of me. I learned through like the 12-step program something that was really helpful. It was like, it's not my business what other people think of me.
If we're cool, we're cool. If we're not cool,
bro, for
make it easy on you.
Have you guys heard of this analogy, like somebody living rent free in your head?
Yeah.
Are you fucking dumb? Do you think any, let me even...
Are we talking about parents here?
Might be. Not joking.
I need to pay regard to my God and my dad, my dad, because they matter, and like my sisters, because I think like I disregarded them, and it didn't make me very happy. They were still very forgiving. They're just a forgiving kind of accepting family. But like, I want to make sure that whoever I bring appreciates my family, because my dad's like Mr. Miyagi. He's, he's wise.
Big up pops.
And he's like funny. And so are my sisters. They're a bit weird, really like intense women. Yeah. But like, they're ambitious, and I want them to be able to appreciate that. And that's why whoever I bring, I want them to get on with them.
Yeah, of course. How often do you visit your country?
Every year.
Every year?
Yeah, last year I went and set up roast battle in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
It was the first roast battle in history in Bangladesh.
I'll tell you something before we leave, yeah? One of the reasons why I want to get married, yeah? Before, by the way, obviously he knows, and people in the family know, like, I used to say, I would never want to get married. But Allah's got a way he does his things, innit? A way he does things. So basically, I worked in a wedding venue, yeah? Like for nearly 2 years or something like that. Have you heard of a wedding venue like called Meridian Grand? Meridian Grand.
I mean, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's just basically like a wedding venue, not too far from here, and it's like it's owned by I think by an Asian family, but obviously a lot of like Bangladesh, Indian weddings, or all sorts. People go there obviously to get married. Other people from different cultures as well go there to get married. Prior to that, I never really went to like weddings like that. So I wasn't really aware of how different cultures celebrate their weddings. I'm not gonna lie, like every single time I used to go to work, I used to experience different cultures getting married, and obviously that used to be an insight for me, because I used to experience all of it, like watching the ceremonies, the traditional ceremonies. I fell in love, I'm not gonna lie. You see some of the like Indian weddings, Bangladesh weddings, and obviously even like African weddings or whatever, like the Ethiopia. I thought, okay. Basically, I understood it now. And I'm like, okay, this is why. Because I could talk about it the whole night. It was so beautiful. So it's like...
Was it fun though?
Yeah. It was more than fun. One of the reasons why I got fired, because I got too sucked into the weddings. And I kept on leaving my job, getting drunk, doing different things. And then, I got too sucked into the... Like, my question, basically this is leading to the question I want to ask you, that in terms of you wanting to get married, that obviously you said it has to be a Muslim, like a Muslim person.
Is this like an elaborate proposal? Is this what this is?
No. Would you basically, in terms of like the type of wedding that you would like to have, basically, like, does it have to be, once again, like a traditional, like, like Bangladeshi wedding as well? Or it could be like, like a laid back wedding. What type of wedding would you like to have when you get married again? Oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't have a wedding the first time. I'm not actually civil registered married. It was just Sharia marriage, so it was in the living room.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't actually have one of those lavish Indian weddings.
Okay.
I would like to get married in like a big country house. That would be nice.
Yeah.
My sister got married in a country house, and that was quite nice. But I don't know. I didn't even think about the wedding ceremony, to be honest. Like, I don't think there's many people out there that actually want to get married. I I think that as time goes on, it's slipping away, this idea of having like a wedding ceremony that's like a lavish one with 200 guests.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Man, I used to, my mouth sometimes I used to have a little drink, have a sneaky drink, and I'm working and I'm seeing the weddings and I'm like there's so many things. Do you remember? I don't know if it's also you guys do it in your culture. You know the thing that you guys do where at the beginning where the guy comes in and there's like I think there's like a rope there, but before he enters, it's like the family they're demanding money.
Oh yeah, we do that.
I used to be like, that's fucking sick, and he's giving the money and they're like, nah, you need to give more money, and even obviously different parts of the family they get involved as well and say, like, no, more money. So many different like aspects, so many different basically.
Have you ever
like,
seen it get into a punch up?
No. It was all beautiful. Like it was literally all the time was all beautiful. Obviously, some elders used to speak to me sometimes, like some grandmas or some granddads, and they used to say, "This is just a bunch of shit, a waste of money. Don't ever get married." Sometimes I just used to be like, "Are you being serious?" And they said, "Yeah, but."
That's true, but that's like their jam, you know.
Yeah.
They go there and they love chatting about other people.
Yeah.
But like, I think people are tired of these kind of big lavish weddings.
Oh, you think so? You get the
I
vibe,
do.
yeah?
Yeah, I definitely know how stressful it is. People lose their hair, the amount of like expense, people roll their eyeballs,
And that venue that I'm talking about is one of I think in the UK, to be fair, but if not in the UK, in London for sure. Obviously he knows about it. It's one of the most expensive venues to get married in there, because in there it's like it's like mainly for only lavish weddings and these big weddings because of how they do it and all of these things. But yeah,
I wouldn't want to get married in a hotel. I'd want to get married in a like private estate. That's what I'd want to do if I was doing it. But like it depends on what the other person wants as well. Like,
as well, yeah.
My ex was really anti. Like he was very, this is too commercial. We don't want.
Was he Elvis?
Yeah.
What do you mean by Elvis? Was he like? Hey, big up Elvis, man. They're still playing his music, innit?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, he was just not into it. So.
Yeah.
I've lowered my expectations massively.
So
if we were able to have a fun day with intimate like family members and friends that you genuinely want to spend your time with, and people were up for it with like very little stress from them, because it's it's mandatory to celebrate a wedding because it's in Islam. It's the only thing you're supposed. It's one of the very few things you're allowed to celebrate. Like I'd want to celebrate it. But in a way that like people actually enjoyed it, and it's not a chore.
It's not a chore. Nah, honestly, I could speak to you the whole night, but what I'm gonna do, we're gonna end the conversation here, and hopefully soon you can come back on the red chair and we can talk about different things.
Yeah, because my sebaceous glands are going overtime.
Yeah, and we can catch up more on your comedy, how it's going, how 2025 is going. You get me? But yeah, thank you so much for making time for me and my cousin for coming down, speaking to us. It's been a lovely conversation. And before we go, like, is there anything that you'd like? It could be anything. Is there anything that you'd like to touch on quickly? That maybe something anything that people should look out for, something that's already out. It could literally be anything. It doesn't even need to be comedy. Yeah, no, I just want you to go and visit my page at Saleha.Masud on Instagram and like... Masud! Yeah. Hey, my favourite guy in EastEnders, you know. Big up Masud. Your friend's called Masud? No, my favourite guy in EastEnders. Remember Masud in EastEnders? I'll never live that down. Yeah? So go... Wait a go on. My outro. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Oh my days. Yeah, go on. I'm so sorry, darling. Saleha.Masud. Come and follow me on Instagram. Yeah. Because I need the followers, frankly. And, you know, I think it'll be worth it. Definitely, man. Now, all good. Reality Team TV, we're back. We're back. Over now. Thank you. Peace. You're welcome.